Earlier this week, the International Monetary Fund stated that the US economy would remain the main driver of the global growth. Meanwhile, investors are revising forecasts, adjusting them to the prospects of another Donald Trump presidency. His policies include import tariffs, restrictions on illegal immigration, and other measures that are expected to entail inflation acceleration in the United States. All these factors are putting optimistic bets on the US dollar. Despite being overbought and lacking any new drivers, the US currency is extending its steady rally. It seems to be happening purely out of inertia now. On earlier Thursday, the US index tracking the greenback's value against 6 major currencies was hovering near 3 months high. However, after the release of economic data from the Eurozone, the dollar index pulled back within the daily range of 104.10 to 104.50 points. The preliminary PMIs released today for the Eurozone helped the single currency improve its position slightly. Moreover, the latest data showed growth in all indexes without exception. Germany's lagging manufacturing sector index rose to 42.6 beyond the forecast of 40.8 points. The Eurozone's similar index also increased to 45.9 points, reaching a 5-month high. Nevertheless, the euro is in a disadvantageous position relative to the US dollar due to the different rate expectations from the American and European central banks, while chances for a slower rate cut by the Fed Reserve are growing. The ECB is poised for the faster rate cuts. Investors drew this conclusion from comments by several ECB policymakers. For example, Bank of Portugal Governor Mary CENTENO hinted at a potential 50 basis point rate cut at the next meeting on December 12. As a result, the euro dropped overnight to nearly a 4-month low at 1.0761. The euro-dollar pair came under such intense selling pressure that it broke through another critical support level of 1.0770. Since early October, the euro has fallen by more than 3% and is on a track for its sharpest monthly decline since April 2022. The euro-dollar pair is hovering near its lowest level since early July. Goldman Sachs analysts believe that if Donald Trump wins, the euro could slump by as much as 10%. However, today we have a slightly different picture as the US dollar is overbought and there are some technical signs of a slowing bearish momentum. In this scenario, the euro is unlikely to weaken further later today. On the contrary, although with some difficulty, the Eurozone single currency has been gaining momentum today. The euro-dollar is expected to trade higher within the range of 1.0760 to 1.0810. The point is that the US business activity indexes which are being released today are expected to show a decline, unlike those in the Eurozone. Moreover, forecasts suggest that even the services sector, which usually performs better, will decrease. And the US services PMI is expected to slide from 55.2 to exactly 55 points in October. If the US PMIs turn out weaker, this could lead to a slight strengthening of the single European currency. Oil prices are also trying to stabilize today as the US dollar quotes down. Based on yesterday's movements in Brent crude, our analysts have set today's range between $74 and $76 per barrel. Considering that leading Western media outlets are shifting their focus toward the upcoming US presidential election, this scenario seems quite realistic. As long as news feeds are overwhelmed with the election-related reports, developments in the Middle East are taking a backseat. Journalists may only return to covering that region after the election hype ebbs away, unless something extraordinary happens in the Middle East in the meantime. The markets are also on alert to the news from the ongoing BRICS summit. However, nothing significant for the Russian currency has happened so far. The 3-day forum, which is nearing its end, has not brought any new developments for the ruble. As a result, the Russian currency remains relatively stable, trading within the daily range of 95.90 to 97.10 rubles per dollar. However, on the final day of the summit, there may be announcements of economic decisions or actions that could influence the situation. Thus, all attention is currently focused on the events in Kazan. Let's remember that BRICS now officially includes 9 countries: Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Egypt, Iran, the United Arab Emirates, and Ethiopia. It's possible that today politicians may deliver a surprise. That's all for today. We monitor developments in financial markets. Subscribe to our channel and stay up to date with the latest news with us. See you online tomorrow.